What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. After breaking out to the upside from the ascending triangle that we talked about in our last video and hitting our target, Link just decided to keep on going and has turned full on parabolic. In this video, we're about to analyze what's happening on the price charts and give you the most probable short-term resistance and support levels as we move forward and try and make sense of this. But before we get into it, I just want to thank all our subscribers for supporting the channel and remind you to give this video a like if you find value in our content. Also, if you're interested in staying ahead of the crowd and anticipating all the major Chainlink moves before they occur, make sure to subscribe to this channel in the bottom right corner of your screen now. Let's get into it. A lot's happened on this chart since the last time we spoke, and I just want to get you back up to speed. So the last video I made here was on March 30th, and at that point we were in the middle of this ascending triangle, and I had told you that there's a 64% chance that we would break out to the upside, and I was also reviewing the downside, and we definitely broke out to the upside. So let's just take a look at what our target would have been with the measured move on this breakout. The target that we were looking at was $297. I had mentioned $3 as a potential upside, but as I mentioned in the introduction of this video, Chainlink just decided to keep going. And it put in 1, 2, 3, 4 green candles in a row and is just now starting to work on a fifth. I would have to imagine we may be looking at a red candle either today or tomorrow. Not that I think the run is necessarily over, but we do need to just take a pause at some point. From the time I made my last video up to the top, which was $3.48 here, that was a 73% move upwards. And even if you would have just taken this as a swing trade and just gained the breakout of this pattern, you could have made 45% up to today. If you did that, congratulations. Let's take a look at where it could be going now. In the last video, I talked a little bit about the Bollinger Bands and I explained how they work, but let me just give you a quick refresher if you didn't watch that. This middle line here is the 20-day moving average, so that's dead smack in the middle where this price wants to be. And you can see how these lines are expanding and going further away, and that's because the price is becoming more volatile and getting further away from the 20-day moving average. So I want to just mention to you a couple things, and let me zoom in a bit. And what I want to point out to you is this green candle that just closed is actually outside of the range of the top Bollinger Band, which only happens about roughly 5% of the time. And what this is telling us is that this is a potential really strong uptrend. This is a good sign, folks. Also, I want you to take note of this orange line here that I just touched on. This orange line is the 50-day moving average, which, as you can see, as of just yesterday, and the candle just closed, as I mentioned, on April 9th, we are actually above that. Now, you can't see them here, but there's the 100. We are above the 50, the 100, and the 200 day now. So we are definitely bullish in general. Now we have to talk about if this is going to last, and we're always looking at volume. We always want to see if moves are coming with strong volume, and in this case, this one did. So these are all really good signs that we might stay above here and get a little bit more upside action before this thing pulls back. But as you guys know, these things always have to pull back. Nothing goes up forever and ever. And if you're just getting into cryptocurrency, I'm sorry to be the one to break that news to you, but it is the truth. And everything has to snap back. This is the rubber band, if you will. As we get above it, we're going to have to snap back. Same goes here with this RSI indicator. Right at the moment, we are at 66. Once we get beyond 70, we are certainly, or even hit 70, we're in that oversold territory. As you look back at our recent past, you can see once we hit 65 here, we came down. When you hit this high part, you do have to pull back. You hit this high part, you do have to pull back, right? So it is inevitable the price will come down, but it's just a question of how much higher it's going to go and how much gas is in the tank before that happens. So I'm going to show you where I think the probable levels of support and resistance likely are. As you can see, you guys know I'm big on patterns. I love to always look for patterns, but right now we're just kind of moving parabolic. Now you can see on this weekly chart, right? Look how big this green candle is. It's just massive. So there's no real shape here to talk about. There's no pattern to talk about yet, unless I drill down to the 1 hour chart, but I'm not a day trader. And I know most of you guys that watch my channel are not either. You're hodlers like me, and that's what it's all about with Chainlink. We're in this for the long term, most of us. So, you know, on this channel, just for the record, if it is your first time stopping by, I like to talk about the major moves. I like to predict them before they come, and most of the time I work with the daily chart, the weekly chart. Sometimes I look at the 4 hour chart, but I like to look at the big picture and try and predict the major trends. So this is the 1 week chart, and we are looking at this so we can talk about potential support and resistance levels. I've got 3 of them I want to go over. I always use like my little stoplight here. Best case scenario is green, yellow's in the middle, and red would be worst case scenario. So you can see these numbers on the right portion of your screen. Best case scenario, we're talking about $3.84. That is up here, and the reason I'm using these is they are what we might call horizontal levels of resistance, which were previous support in the past. Here, here, and here, these are weekly candles. So this was a weekly open, this was a weekly close, this was a weekly low, and this is all very, very recent. This is all in February and March, so very relevant level there at $3.87. If we get lucky enough to get that high, expect some serious resistance there. Expect it to bounce off that like a wall. Today we went as high as $3.47, it looks like, and that is very close. We bounced right off it. That's very close to this other level of support here, resistance here, and then you had a little bit happening all the way back in June of 2019, if you even want to mention it, but that's another potential level. I think it will be pretty interesting if we can bust past 350. Keep an eye on 350. And if we fall, when we fall, I would expect to find a support at either the $3 level, being that psychological level of $3, and if we fall below there, $2.91, around $2.90, we should find some support. If we break further, I would say definitely $2.82. So there you have it. Worst case scenario, $2.82. Best case scenario, we could be looking at $3.84 here. I am always watching for patterns to develop so I can help give you guys percentages and future breakout rates, give you guys the measured moves, and keep you informed. Make sure to give the video a like, by the way, and subscribe if you're enjoying this. What I'm going to do now is play some original music for you, and the meme you're going to be watching while it happens was made by the Cube Collector. Give him a shout out on Twitter and enjoy the music. Let me know what you thought of the music. Let me know what you think the Chainlink cryptocurrency is going to be doing over the course of the next week or two in the comments section below. Never invest more than you can afford to lose in cryptocurrency. Enjoy the ride, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.